So I just finished my last exam, first year of med school, and it was cardiology. I passed, did well, and I feel so relieved that I'm done with that. Been in med school a few months, so it's been an interesting time. Got a day off, and then I'm on call tomorrow, unfortunately. So I'm going to try to use this day to get as much done as I possibly can, and then prepare my mind because I'm going back on service. Yay. I'm going to use this day to kind of get everything I need to get done, finish, get my life in order, because next week we are on facial trauma and we are kind of short in terms of numbers because of the turnover, the new year. So it's going to be a busy time. So I got to make sure I enjoy this day as much as I can. All right, guys, so semester is finally over. I am done with med school until August. I have about 2.5 months off because in my residency, when I am off from medical school, I go back on service, so I'm a full-time resident again. So I started med school in January. It's been like the fastest 5 months ever. We've gone through musculoskeletal, skin, cardiology, which we just finished, pulmonary, renal, and hematology. Med school for every OMFS program is a little different. Some med schools are like 18 months here in med school. Some med schools you're there for like 2.5 years. Some med schools you start in their second year, you skip first year entirely. So my program makes us do the first year or half of the first year. And then we do the full second year and then half of the third year. And then we kind of graduate. So I have to take step one. When you're looking at programs, you want to look at that kind of stuff because some places will make you take step one before you get into the program because you're going to skip the first year of med school entirely. So you're just going to go straight to your clerkship. So you need to be able to pass step one so you can just join the second year class. All in all, med school has been a pretty good break from residency. The first 6 months were challenging, had some really tough weeks. And so once you start med school, it's like, oh my goodness, you get a little bit of downtime before you go back in. Summertime is going to be pretty busy for a lot of programs because that's where you have turnover. People are leaving, your chiefs are leaving, you have your non-categorical interns who are also leaving, and this is happening all over the country in different types of specialties. So I'm on call tomorrow, which is great because one, it's a Saturday, so I'll be able to enjoy my Sunday, and it's not facial trauma. So hopefully I won't be slammed too much and it won't be too busy. Doing a little reading on trachs because we might be doing one later today. So very simple procedure, something we do a lot, which is really cool. All right, guys, so just finished morning rounds. Pretty chill, pretty standard. Had a few inpatients we had to see. So we're not on face this week, which is great. So hopefully my pager doesn't go off too much. Whenever you're not on face, and especially on the weekend, your pager, it tends to be light. It doesn't really beep too much. The main thing really is just making sure that you see your consults in a timely manner so they don't pile up on you, and then make sure your inpatients are good. So that's mainly gonna be my focus for this day. I'm gonna go get some breakfast and then wait until I get paged. All right, so I'm heading back to the hospital. I was just here 20 minutes ago and I got paged. One of the most annoying things, I say in like the top 3, is when you leave a hospital and you get paged to go right back. It can be so frustrating. It's like I was just there doing so much work, I was doing my morning rounds, doing all this stuff, and then you leave and you get paged. But I'm gonna go see a consult, a potential abscess. I don't even think it really is, but I gotta go see it, so. As I suspected, the patient did not have an abscess, so I didn't have to do anything. Just gave some recommendations. We'll see the patient later. Unfortunately, I had to make this whole trek to come back, but it's all right. Now I can finally eat breakfast. All right, so the IND turned out to be a submandibular abscess, so can't drain it in the ED. But there was another patient literally right next door. I was about to leave and the provider was like, oh, I have another patient for you. So luckily I was there already, so I didn't have to like leave and come back. I'm gonna head to another hospital. Got another consult for, I don't even remember what it was for, but got another consult, so I'm gonna go see it. I think it's for like facial nerve pain or something like that. So yeah, just random stuff today. Bro, I've been so busy, I forgot this was even on today. Look at that. Doesn't matter, I'm an Arsenal fan, so PSG beat us to get to the final. I'm very annoyed about that, but they look happy, so lucky them. 6:50. So I haven't been paged in a few hours, so I've just been doing a little bit of reading, so I thought might as well do a little lecture, mini lecture. All right, so reading about Ludwig's angina, or Ludwig's angina, because apparently the person who coined this is German, but basically a lot of people get this confused because they think any type of abscess, odontogenic abscess in this perimandibular region is Ludwig's angina. No, you have 2 sublingual spaces, you have 2 submandibular spaces, and you have a submental space. So you have to have all 5 of these spaces involved for it to actually be classified as Ludwig's angina. So technically, this is what it would look like, and patients will have like this bullfrog appearance. I was trying to see if I can find a good one, but basically under their neck, under their chin, they'll have this big like bullfrog appearance, and the biggest issues with that is airway compromise. So asphyxiation is something you want to be concerned about. Patients will have dysphagia, they'll be drooling, the floor of the mouth will be elevated, their tongue will be elevated, hard to speak. So it's an emergency and something you have to take to the operating room, at least here, pretty quickly. But yeah, it's not something that's very common. Typically people will come in once they have like one side involved or like one space involved. For somebody to have all 5 spaces involved is actually kind of serious. Maybe they're immunocompromised, or you know, just all of a sudden they just had this infection that just spread rapidly. And so I haven't seen too many of these in residency yet. There are a lot of spaces that an infection can travel to. They can go to the mediastinum. I mean, you have some serious infections that can cause really bad complications, including death. So brushing your teeth is very important. All right, so I'm probably gonna head to the call room in a second, just get some sleep, get some dinner, and then I have to wake up pre-round, go to morning rounds, and then I can enjoy my Sunday. Don't really have a whole lot of options here, so I might just get a protein shake and go. All right, just like clockwork, it is now 2:15 a.m. I got paged, struggling to keep my eyes open. People have the most random infections in like the most random places. It's at 2 a.m. on a Sunday, but I have to go see this just to make sure the patient's good. Put in some recommendations. Since I'm already up, I'm gonna just round really early, or pre-round really early in the morning. My plan was just originally to do it around 5-ish. If I can do that, then I'll have that over with. One of the things I was scared about going into residency is I'm a very deep sleeper, so I thought that it would be a challenge to really wake up in the morning. Since I started residency, somehow I've become a light sleeper. I don't know if my body's just used to the stress or my body's just used to like having to wake up, but like when you're really tired, you get paged. I don't miss a page, which is fantastic, because you don't want to like oversleep and miss a page. That's not a good look. So glad that hasn't happened. Tell me this doesn't remind you of Lemonade Mouth. This empty hallway in the basement of the hospital. All right, it's 5 a.m. Almost there. I was able to sleep a little bit in the call room. So now I'm gonna just round and then I'm done. So powering through. All right, so sitting here kind of enjoying the view. My shift ends in 30 minutes or so. So got 30 minutes, I can still get paid. So I gotta be here, just wait until my shift ends. Typically docs know not to like page providers right when there's about to be a shift change, because I don't know if it's like an unspoken rule or it's just like a common courtesy, but sometimes you still get paged, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna wait here, but it's been a good shift. Besides the fact having to wake up at 2 a.m., but it wasn't too bad. All right, so the shift is over. It is noon now. As soon as I got home, I just went to bed and I crashed. I think I took the best nap I've taken all year. So I was able to get about an hour and a half before I got paged at 2 a.m. And then I was able to sleep again for another 30 minutes before I had to round in the morning. All in all, it was a chill shift, a good shift, a nice way to get me back into the groove before I go back on service. Because starting on Monday, the residency grind starts full time again. One thing about this shift is I was a little confused on one of the infections that came in. I thought I had the right decision, and then I went back and I looked at the patient, looked at the x-ray, and I was like, no, I think I'm wrong here. But the great thing is you have backup. So I have my 5th year who I could text and, give me reassurance and tell me exactly what I need to do. So whenever you see a 1st year provider coming into the ED to see you, or you see somebody you think is young, doesn't have experience, that person has people above them who is helping them out making decisions. Obviously, you go through residency, you get better, you learn and you learn and you learn, and soon you become a really great decision maker. And I think throughout the year, I've gotten really good at that, but there's still things I need to learn. So that's why I'm going in all summer, ready to learn, ready to try and improve, and I think it'll be really good. So I'm gonna go to the gym, enjoy my last 15 hours of freedom, and then we start again. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.